Colonel Daniel L. Davis. He's a retired U.S. Army officer and senior fellow and military expert at the Defense Priorities think tank. So difficult to really look at military strategy when we see the devastation there among civilians. I mean, let's deal first with this ultimatum, apparently, that the Russians gave to Ukraine. They rejected it. Mariupol, they say, will never surrender. From the point of a military strategy here, why the ultimatum? Why now?
I mean, honestly, from what we can gather, there's two separate issues. It makes sense from a humanitarian perspective and from a military perspective. If you can take the city with less combat power being expended, then from the Russian perspective, that's good. But they also don't want to just kill, a bunch of civilians if they don't need to. I know a lot of people say they do. I don't see any evidence. I think they're careless a lot with that. But I think that they have some just normal humanity, and they don't want to if they don't have to. But I honestly think, going back to the military perspective, the best thing that the Ukrainian people can do at this point is the city is going to fall. The Russians have more power than Ukraine can bring to defend it. The city is going to fall. It's better, I think, to limit any more civilian destruction, and they need to reposition their military into another place, which apparently the Russians have said they will allow the military to go out. They don't have to surrender. But to keep fighting means that more civilians are going to die, and I think they should probably reconsider that.
You know, these have been tough calls for President Zelensky, and he has not reacted too well to these, although he does say that he does want to keep talking and wants peace talks to work. He told CNN earlier with our Fareed Zakaria in an interview that if those peace talks fail, it could mean a third world war. Is he right?
No, he's not right. And that the West leaders need to be just very firm on this. President Biden, all of the leaders of the West and in the NATO countries need to make certain that this does not escalate beyond the borders of Ukraine. As bad as this is, as much as the suffering that that whole segment you just had, just gut wrenching to even listen to or even hear, would be catastrophic if it expands beyond there. To say, what if it's Polish countryside or into Slovakia, or God forbid, if it escalates into a nuclear exchange, and now then you have whole cities being torched. Nobody wins in that, and we must keep this contained within Ukraine no matter what.
Containment seems a bit callous, though, at this point. Given what we just saw and what we have been seeing in reports like Nick's, are NATO and its allies just going to sit back, really, and watch this siege warfare? Well, it's essentially a terror campaign. It could engulf, as you know, more of Ukraine. And this is not, I want to make clear, this is not collateral damage. Those of us who covered Chechnya know what it is. This is the whole ball game. They are direct targets, the civilians.
It's complete warfare. It's absolutely full-scale warfare. You're dead right. There's no question about that. But what we have to be strong on is that as bad as these things are, if we escalate this, it's not like that if we choose to use military power, we can prevent that or we can stop it. Almost certainly it would expand it. And then you'll have more communities, more countries suffering the same destruction, and it's only going to escalate beyond that. So we have to keep it here so it doesn't go more. Nobody is helped in these countries that presently are not at war if they suddenly go to war because we try to do something militarily. The fact is, the harsh truth is this is a full war, and we have to keep it from going more, or more people are going to suffer.
You know, a lot of what you're saying may make sense in terms of strategy, and it is harsh to hear, especially if so many have elevated, of course, not just President Zelensky. I believe me, I hear you, but so many of us are thinking of it as we see those civilians. And as much as everyone admires the bravery, we're wondering how much further can this go? You know, in our CNN interview, President Zelensky directly was asked, you know, had you agreed to neutrality sooner, maybe there would not have been a war. He responded saying, no, there's no way. At this point, do you think that if he reviews kind of what led up to this war, that there are lessons there that can be taken so that more civilian lives are saved?
Yeah, I watched that whole interview, and of course, I mean, my heart goes out to Zelensky. He has got the most difficult job of anybody on the planet right now. But unfortunately, I don't agree with him on that, because Russia had been emphatic about saying neutrality and no NATO in Ukraine for more than a decade and a half. And even in the last few months before this again, they said the same thing. On February 13th, just less than 10 days before the war, the Ukrainian ambassador to the UK floated the idea that maybe we would just say there's no NATO. Immediately, Lavrov jumped on that and he said, yes, if we could talk that could probably prevent war. And then, of course, Zelensky came back 24 hours later and said that's not what he's going to do. And that is now nearly the same deal that they're being offered now. So I think that there's a good reason to say they could have stopped the war at that point from even happening. But now it did, and so it doesn't matter. What we need to do now is put so much more effort, I think, as a global community on negotiations to get the fighting stopped. Then we can negotiate the details. But first, we have to get the killing stopped.
Yeah, and even at this hour, a ceasefire just seems so far away, unfortunately, for the entire country. Lieutenant Colonel Daniel L. Davis, we really appreciate your insights. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Now, in one positive development, about half of the staff that's been working at the Chernobyl nuclear plant, basically since the war began, has been able finally to rotate out and return home. Now, the International Atomic Energy Agency says those employees had been working non-stop at the radioactive waste facilities for more than 3 weeks. When Russian forces seized the site, those workers have now been relieved by Ukrainian staffers. The IAEA is hopeful that the rest of the staff can rotate out soon. Okay, still to come for us, meet some of the youngest victims of Russia's war.